a person who loves you just because you're an object or what they can do, to tell you what to do, if they only love you in order to use you as a tool, then they don't actually love you. They love the use that they get out of you, like a tool. So they don't actually care about you. The love of the oppressor is a sadistic love. It's a love of death, not of life. And, I can go on and on. When there's a dictator in front, the hierarchy destroys the relationships. And so if you have an independent thought and, you're thinking, wow, this is all totally horseshit. This is all bullshit. I don't understand how we're actually sitting here, accepting all this horseshit as if it's natural and this is the way it's supposed to be. Not only do I have nobody else, sitting in the classroom with the same questions and anxiety with me, when I know that, taking this classroom management class, that's exactly what the professors are doing. Yes, they're going to separate you two to destroy the relationship so that way you are not talking to each other, to let me talk. When I told my friend that hierarchies destroy a relationship, the professor walked right up to us and then put his hand on the desk, right? That's some intimidation shit. I'm talking and you all need to quiet down. So as soon as I say hierarchies destroy relationships, the hierarchy destroyed the relationship. And that's how, that's education. That's how we do things here, in America. And it's not true education. Experience. Albert Einstein says experience is the only education. All the rest is just information. So that means that our modern day class systems, we're learning nothing. They're reading these books and they're giving us information, just shit that we could have got off of Wikipedia on ourselves. And but that's just information. That's not knowledge. Knowledge is experience. Knowledge is when you take what you know and you apply it. When you're just sitting there like a bunch of passive zombies. And that's just look around. It is a bunch of passive zombies. I know exactly what tactic I'm going to use in this class, I spoke up a couple times so people are like, oh my God, what's he saying? And they can't wait to be Uncle Toms. So I don't see anybody speaking up and saying let's have independence and let's actually have some solidarity and let's learn some new facts. These are teachers. These are the people that's going to be educating everybody, right? I don't see any of them, actually questioning authority and power, since I guess they think that they're going to be the dictator, so they got all the power. So they could tolerate being a bitch, for a longer duration, right? I could sit in an education class and be a bitch because I'm going to get in a teacher spot and I'm actually going to do real educating. That's not the case. It's just really frustrating. It's real frustrating because if I am sitting in the back corner and I say, hey teacher, an argument that I had with the teacher just recently was about whether or not you could steal code, whether or not you could steal computer code. And her response was, I'm a software engineer and I know that you cannot steal code. That's horseshit. Code is just a bunch of words. You can just take someone's code and then you can build off of it and then you can make something else. Microsoft, Bill Gates, that's how Bill Gates was able to get Microsoft. He bought it from somebody, stole the software, but I guess if you pay for it, it's okay. But all of Linux is about having a kernel, and then it's openware, it's open freeware, so you get the kernel and then you can build off of it and you can make the operating system into a better operating system. But in the middle of that argument, when she says, I'm a software engineer, okay, software engineer, I'm not going to get into an argument with you because an argument can only escalate, but she's like, you don't know anything, I know it all. You can't copy computer code, but you can. You can copy computer code. You absolutely can. But it doesn't matter. To her, I'm just a dumb peasant, and I need to be prescribed. The knowledge needs to be put on me. Just like Paulo Freire says, you're, forcing your knowledge on them, and that's not. You don't learn that way. In fact, I have a very reactive. I have a poor reaction to people that wants to impose their will on me. Now, you talk to me, and I get the trust in you, and I believe what you're saying. It's it's real frustrating. Some people I think I would never ever fucking talk to ever in my life, and then I go to class and they're standing right there in the middle of class, and I gotta fucking respect these assholes. I don't like you. I don't like your positions on life. I think you're a fascist. It could be a bunch of things, but there's a Republican. I can't stand Republicans. I can't stand them. I don't know how you can be a Republican. I can understand you want to conserve your wealth, but to be a Republican, to be for warfare, to be for selfishness and greed and fuck everybody else, and who gives a shit about the poor people and pollution and gay people and just go on down the line and no to contraceptives and the rape, all the things the Republicans say about like the woman's uterus can, they got ways to shut down a rapist sperm. Anyways, it doesn't matter. The point is, I don't like a certain person because their ideology. I don't like the Republicans, but if there's a Republican standing in front of class sitting there professing all their beliefs, I gotta sit there and take all their horseshit. I don't believe them. I think I don't even respect any knowledge, but they're gonna say I think this and this is true, and you got a bunch of Uncle Toms just ready to fucking kiss this motherfucker's ass. And hopefully, I hope that they're all just playing the game, but I don't think they're that smart. When I say education is for liberation, why is that so controversial? Education should be for liberation. Actually, all human actions are for human liberation. I guess freedom and happiness, those two always battle it out for which one is the highest virtue. But in order to be happy, you have to freely choose those things. If you are just being a tool and you're just being a bitch, you're being someone else's slave, well, you don't even have any humanity. You don't have any morals to your decisions. You don't say whether or not it's good or bad to do A or B. You're just doing as you're told because you're an obedient bitch. You're a dumb dog. You're a slave. You're an Uncle Tom, dick sucking fascist. I mean, you're sucking the dick of a fascist. So what does that make you? Like Samuel L. Jackson in Django Unchained. And that's all I see is a bunch of Uncle Toms. That's all I see in the College of Education is a bunch of Uncle Toms. And these Uncle Toms are going to go out here and educate our children. Nah, if they keep doing this, in 10 years' time, there'll still be only 40% of Louisvillian, the children of Louisville are graduating. And you'll still only have 3/5 of the people reading. So, you're going to have 40% illiteracy and you're going to have 60% dropout rate here in Louisville if we keep on doing education the way we're doing. So, let's get smart. Let's get smarter. I guess I could finish off at the bottom. The bottom is teaching others. So again, like me being up here teaching other people that I am learning because I have put the ideas into my head and I'm giving a demonstration and I'm speaking out loud and I'm saying exactly what's going on. I feel good. I feel confident. I'm standing up. I feel proud. The more I do this, the more I build my efficacy. But it's not, there's no buts to that. There's a, well, there is a but. They don't actually care about it. About me building my efficacy, me being, somebody in charge. They just want to hold on to their power. Because you got to hold on to that classroom management. Because if you manage everybody, you'll be happy. But if it's all wild and crazy, then you won't be. But with teaching others, yeah, I'm learning right now. But how do I get a classroom to teach each other, to teach me, to teach them, to teach that person? I think that's the goal. That's what we need to do with education: is to teach the students how to teach each other. And when we tell the students we need to teach each other, then the Uncle Toms won't be so fucking gleeful to fucking piss on some motherfucker that has an independent thought. Oh, you got an independent thought? Well, I'm a fucking Uncle Tom is going to kiss the ass of the dictator, and I'm going to fucking shit all over your fucking idea because that's what I do. I seen the fucking dictator destroy relationships, and I'm going to fucking fuck you up. I'm going to fucking say some shit to you so that way we'll get into an argument, and hopefully I'm right, and I'll look good in front of my, in front of the old dictator. But I don't see how anybody can be really satisfied with, satisfying an oppressor. I'll do what I need to do, but I mean, I'm going to go through the rigmarole in order to get my degree. And that's unfortunate to say that. That means I'm not going to be real. I'm not going to be honest. You don't actually meet Jonathan Masters when I'm sitting next to you in class. And that is going to be my tactic. I'm going to have to out-fastest the fastest. I'm going to have to out-Uncle Tom the Uncle Toms. I'm a good student. I know how to do my work, and I'm a pretty smart person. So I'll go ahead and I'll sit next to you, and I'll be quiet, and I'll go ahead and do my work. And if you heard me speak up a couple times, this one class, it just seems like they know me, right? But they don't know me. They knew when I was quiet. I said it, there's a couple things. This lady that knows me, she said, if you don't shut up, I'm going to punch you in your face. And then I said, well, I'm just going to hit you back. And then she's like, what? But that shit's okay. She could just, threaten to put violence on me, and that's okay. No, it's a bully. But in this class, she's going to stay real quiet. And she's going to try to tell the professor, I'm just a good person, I'm not really a bully. She ain't going to say hi to me, and as soon as I speak up, she's going to fucking say some shit. That's what these people do. They sabotage relationships, they know how to insult you. One person, I had a Russian professor at U of L, and he boiled it down to that some people just can't accept it when people disagree with their ideas. Now, it's not that. It's just that every fucking idea I've ever fucking said has been disagreed with. What I have never seen is whenever somebody says, okay, I agree with you, okay? I agree that there are too much homeless. What are we going to do about it? Now we got a conversation. Now we're actually going to commit some change. We're going to do something here. That's something I've never seen. Somebody agree with me, and then to work on that in order to establish change. The school systems didn't teach us how to get along. They didn't teach us how to work along with other people. It's a capitalist society. It's a dog-eat-dog world. And it's exactly the same way in a classroom. When you got one dictator, there's only one motherfucker that's going to be doling out these grades. And only some people can get A's and some people are going to flunk out. So, good luck to you, right? So, that's enough of a spiel there. But I do, since I'm going to be a professor, since I'm going to be a teacher, I'm going to take all these frustrations into the classroom. And I'm going to make sure that the students actually have a say-so in their own curriculum. I'm going to establish democracy whether you like it or not. You're going to give a damn about yourself, and you're going to give a damn about your fellow classmates. You're going to hear them out, you're going to have good relationships with them, and you're going to talk to them. And I think that'd be a way much better class. Now, the ideal is for me to be able to get them working and get them getting along and cooperating with each other, and then for me to be removed out of that room. So that way there is no dictator, there's no authority figure. But since I am going to be the person with the power, and since I don't hear any good discussions, basically, I don't know. Some people just won't want to give a fuck. So they'll be like, oh, what do you want to learn in your curriculum? Nothing. I don't want to learn nothing. Okay, well, go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out of my face. What do you want to learn? Well, I want to learn robotics. Okay, well, come in and give us a demonstration and tell us something about robotics. Do a little research project and tell us all that you learned. And we'll learn something, and hopefully maybe somebody will hear something you said and they'll say, hey, I like that stuff too. So yeah, I'm definitely going to take my frustrations that I've had with the education system, of them not giving a fuck, of them just lecturing down to us, calling us children, rewarding the obedient Uncle Tom fucking dick suckers. Obedience is what Howard Zinn says is the problem with the world, with the problem with Americans. The war, slavery, genocide, the worst atrocities in human history happened because people were being obedient. They weren't doing what they thought was right, and they were just doing what they were being told to do. Hitler also said the spoken word. Those who are speaking, those are the people that you question the most, because that's how you manipulate mass audiences, is with the spoken word. That's how you do it. And that's how professors have been doing it for a long time. A part of it maybe just be I don't have friends that walk in before the classroom. They just see me sitting there oppressed and with all this anxiety, which fuck them too. Like I'm gonna come and get my grade, and I'm gonna out fastest you. I'm gonna out Uncle Tom you. I'm gonna out Kentucky, out Louisville you, out smart you, out maneuver you, and I'm gonna get my degree. Dog-eat-dog world. And I know the game that's being played around here, and I ain't going to just take it laying down. So yeah, that's another thing too. I'm going to keep on going. Just one more thing, like when you have like I said, a political science major, so how do you organize yourself in a room? Well, one thing that the classroom management teaches you is you assign seats. When you assign seats, you're the one with the power. You can make that person sit next to that person, and you can put everybody in their place, right? Something else the teacher takes the power away from the students is who's allowed to talk in the class. You have to raise your hand and then I call on you. That's not democracy, that's a fucking dictatorship. Now, Robert's Rules of Order, they do the same thing. There's always a chair in the classroom, and the chair is the one that leads the discussion, that points on the people and allows people to speak. That's still a dictatorship, though. And in order to understand, how to get to be able to speak, you have to know parliamentary procedures, and you need to know, different rules to the road. And I think that's where it leads to. If you have a group of people in the same room, what's the best way for the group to be able to discuss something and get to some sort of a conclusion, and then act upon that conclusion? And I think Robert's Rules of Order is a good starting point. Now, some people are parliamentary bullies. They're parliamentary bullies, and they will push people, around because it's like, I know the parliamentary procedure. Now, Robert's Rules of Order, the point of Robert's Rules of Order is the minority gets their say, but the majority